I just always found it interesting with Larry, and I think if it's my one criticism, if I'm worthy of criticizing Bird, is in print, he didn't really have his teammates back. Like with Robert, he called him out like that, and then with Max, Max was working coming back from the knee injury. Now, Max helped them win two titles. You know as well as I do that in 81 and 84, Cedric Maxwell was very important to those championship runs,
I
correct?
think Game 7, '84. And
Correct. You
he was the
know,
MVP. He was the finals MVP in '81.
my point, so when Max says my knee's not right, and Larry calls out Max for not being tough enough, for not wanting to come back, for not working hard enough, I look at those two things and I'm like, Larry, if you want to have a private conversation with somebody, I don't know if he felt like he had to call somebody out. But I always felt bad, and I felt bad that he had those words about Robert, and I felt bad that he had those words about Max.
Here's what I can add to the Max story.
Yes.
January of 1985, I went to French Lick to do a story on Larry's little brother, Eddie,
Right.
and in high school. And I was in the house talking to Larry's mom, and Larry called up, say hi to mom. And she put me on the phone with Larry, and we talked. And Larry said, and I quote, I'll never forget it. I forget what the build up to it was, but here's what he said, quote, Bob, Max doesn't want to play for us anymore, unquote. That's all I can tell you about that.
Yeah.
So, we know, look, we both love Max. We know Max is engaging, Max is and all that, and is smart as hell. And I don't know this true story, about, but I do know that Larry, did he reflect everybody's opinion at the front office or whatever, or the coaching staff? I don't know. And just remember, he was the guy that was sacrificed when they got Walton.
Well, I know. I mean, so I look at them. It's really a head scratcher to me because the only thing I could think about um, is, especially with the money thing, like generally players. Like the thing I would want to say to Larry in regard to the Chief thing, Larry got his money, and we all know Larry liked money. He was very frugal to the point where he didn't put his money with Bob Wolf, rest in peace. He said, "You're my agent, my money stays in the bank," and that worked out for him, from what I understand,
Mhm.
long term. So, why would Larry, who was getting paid, begrudge somebody else for trying to make money? Number one. And number two, based on what Max had already done for them, I always found it interesting. I think the thing with Larry is he could never understand why someone wouldn't shoot 100 free throws after practice like he did.
Download the app and play $5 to get $50 instantly. Prize Picks. Run your game.
NBA History Channel is brought to you by Prize Picks.